What's up, bodybuilding fans? Welcome to Texas Bodybuilding News. I'm your host, Jason Martinez. Welcome to another segment of One on One with Jason. Today's guest we have is Julio Smith. Welcome, Julio. He's one of the OGs. Been bodybuilding since early 70s, 80s.
Late 70s, early
There it
80s.
is. He's been in the old school and one of the OGs from down here in the valley. So I wanted to bring him on more just to tell us his story, see what he's seen with the industry here. So if you guys new here, make sure you guys give us a follow, Texas Bodybuilding News, and subscribe to our channel. So welcome, Julio. Make sure you just put the mic close to you and let's start it way begin. How did it all get started for you? How did you get into the bodybuilding or fitness journey? How did it all start for you, man?
I would say about 1975. I was in high school. I was raised in Mexico my younger years and then came to the United States when I was like 14, 15, and I was introduced into weightlifting at an old boys club in McAllen. I tried to play football in high school and I went to talk to my coaches and they kind of laughed at me. Kind of said, well, we got too many people, blah, blah, blah. Well, that kind of put a spark on me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start training hard. I'm going to show these coaches that I can do it. So it just took off from there. And I just went to the gym and I just fell in love with the weights. It's just the pump, just that pump, that feeling. And it was at the time, it was old school.
Yeah.
Everything was free weights. There was no machines. That's all. Free weight squats, bench press, everything. And I believe that's a good way to build a good foundation.
Old school methods.
Old school. Back in 1979, the Body Shop was open in McAllen. It was owned by Don Osmus. He was 78, 77, Mr. Texas. At the time, I believe there were only like 3 bodybuilding shows or 4 in Texas. And Mr. Texas that was it. You were the big dog,
Yeah.
and he was the one that opened the gym. And that's how everything started in the valley. There was nothing down here, nothing at all. Everything started right there. And it was great. I mean, all these guys used to compete that I competed against. And you know what? At the time, everybody was used to help each other. There was
I
no
think you said
jealousy.
it was called the Body
The
Shop.
Body Shop,
Was that the first gym?
the old boys club, and then a new boys club, and then he came up on board. I mean, he was him and Mike Blackwell. They opened the Body Shop, and that's where everything started.
And how long was that open for?
He had it for about 3 years or 4, and then Gilbert Del Fierro bought it from him.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah,
him.
it's a bodybuilder's gym.
Yes, bodybuilder's gym, and then when he passed, his sister took over. But that's what everything started. I mean, and he was I believe, at that gym. That's where him he competed in 82 or 83 in the USA Junior USA, something like one of those two, and he got their place behind Lee Haney.
Wow.
So that's how.
Wow.
And then we also had Mary Ellen Girombo. She was my training partner for a while.
Yeah, Lupe mentioned
She
that she was there at
we used to
bodybuilders, right?
train together.
Yeah.
She's a crazy lady. She owns a gym in El Paso right now.
Okay.
And I believe at one time she was a powerlifting world champion, and she also competed in a few Miss Olympias.
Okay.
She also became a USA lightweight bodybuilder. And then we also had Billy Sanchez. Also, he became a lightweight USA champion. So everything was coming out of that.
How old were you when you were around that time? So you were what?
21,
20?
22. Then we started our competitions in the valley. The first show, I believe, was
But let's get back. Like how you're one of the young ones. These guys were old. I mean, they were one of the guys that were lifting
like
hard and stuff.
this guy. He was I just started talking to him because I wanted to get some information about this interview this last week, and he just turned 70.
Okay.
So I'm 64. He's 70. He's 6 years older than me.
So if you were 20,
See,
he
well, I
was
was
about
21,
late
he was like
30.
25,
Yeah.
26.
So when you were looking up to these guys, and then that when you kind of clicked, man, I wanna bodybuild, or you were just lifting heavy with these guys.
We started training, and so everybody used to help each other. And the first hunt was the Mr. Pan Am. I went the first competition. I said, well, I'm gonna try to get ready. And well, needless to say, I think I got like 7 or 8 plays because I was having diet drinks with vodka and water 2 weeks before the competition, and Church's chicken without the skin. You didn't know any better. After that, I
Go explain that for a little bit, man. Explain like how was it? Because you still do competition now, and you started way back in your early ages. How was that type of prep different? Like explain to us how you went through a prep with that stuff.
totally different. My first two competitions, then the next two I won them both, Mr. Rio Grande and Mr. Pana. I finally dialed it down, and with the help of Mary Ellen and Don and some of the big guys there, used to help you. But at the time, we didn't have no protein powders. You know, we didn't have cardio machines, so everything was boiled eggs for breakfast with potatoes. Used to eat a lot of tuna out of the can in spring water.
Mhm.
I mean, tons of it, and boiled chicken.
Boiled
Basically,
chicken. I
that
remember
was
that
it.
shit.
That was it. The protein drinks, vitamins, maybe one or two. And the funny thing is, nowadays, and I used to get ready, ripped. I mean, I used to get ready hardcore. Now, every competition you do, every coach you go to, and everything, everybody requires 45 minutes to an hour and a half of cardio. At the time, nobody did cardio. Maybe 2, 3 times a week, you would run a couple of miles on the street, and that was it. But the diets were so strict that have that and I remember I used to work downtown. I used to live in McAllen. I used to work downtown at an electronics store. During lunch, I would go home. It was a 5-minute drive. I would put my posting trunks. I would get a can of tuna and go get some sun during lunch. 45 minutes, get back, change, go back to work. There was no tanning salons.
Yeah.
There was nothing. It's just old school, man. It just the drive was so great that you did it, and it's a lot easier right now. I think it's a lot more work. I don't know why. I mean, it's a lot more food. If is it better? Bodybuilders are a lot bigger now than they used to be years ago. But is it better? I don't know.
But I think the main difference is that because the training itself was so hardcore and intense, the volume, you guys were training 2 hours probably a day, you know, so you think about it, the volume intensity is so high that you are burning a lot of calories. And two is a lot of it right away would just cut your carbs and it was just high protein diet, because back then they didn't know about slowly cutting, carb cycling. It was just like boom, here's your meal plan, follow it for 12 weeks, the same plan.
Well, to be honest with you, we kind of we used to wing it basically because there was no coaches at the time.
Yeah.
There were no coaches, period. So you learn on the go. You will learn on the go. But the thing is, like let's say like 4, 5 sets of 400 to 450 pounds free weight squats. Says 8 to 12. I mean that's hard. I mean leg presses and stuff like that, leg extensions. So bench press. I used to like put 3 plates on each side, free weight, three, four sets of 12 reps. That was my norm. You know, now I don't see anybody doing
But
benches.
that's what I'm saying.
So
That's
it's
what
a
I'm
lot
trying
of
to.
energy
That's what I'm
wasted.
saying. Your volume
Yes,
intensity
exactly.
was so intense.
Hmm.
Now you got these social media influencers and they're doing these exercises. You're like, why are you even doing that exercise? You don't even have a foundation yet. All these little fancy exercises they keep doing, but like you're saying, you guys were sticking to the basics. You guys were doing high pyramid type of style training, but the volume was so intense that you're gonna end up burning a good amount of calories doing that. And then like I said, like most of the time, like I remember Lupe said, like they just cut carbs quick, and it was just a protein diet, you know. And if you think about it, if you do something so hardcore like that for a good long term, your body is going to adapt to that, and it's going to change, to where you want it to be.
Well, it was a very good. All of us at the time we used to build a very, very good foundation because everything was hardcore, everything was free weights.
Mhm.
So trisets, giant sets, drop sets, you name it. I've done it all.
Yeah.
I tried everything through the years, and that's what we used to do. The only thing we used to read the magazines and just copy the routines from Franco Colombo, Dorian Yates, Sergio Oliva, Arnold, and just try to do what they did to a certain point, and and eat what they used to eat, which is not rocket scientists. It's pretty simple if you think about it. I mean, keep it simple, you'll get there. You don't have to be a lot of scientific into the diet
And
stuff
and
like
you was
that.
it was the Pan Am, and then it was what?
The first I did,
Uh-huh.
well, first of all, I did the practice. Then we had a group of guys, bodybuilders and everything. And the funny thing is, one of the group was a high school coach. Two were business owners. And that's the thing about the gym. You get all walks of life, and everybody's the same at the gym. They all become the same. There's nothing. And we got ready. We have a guy there, Brent, that used to be a power lifter, hardcore power lifter. And he wanted to do a competition in El Paso. So we all did, seven of us got ready, 7 or 8 of us, and did a competition in El Paso. We got ready in 14 weeks for a powerlifting meet. We flew to El Paso. And there, as I did my first powerlifting competition, I weighed in at 242. 242. I went from a 380 squat to a 630 squat
Holy
in
shit!
about 14 weeks. It's incredible the muscle strength that we were putting on. And the bench went like from 280 to 430, and my deadlifts in the 600s. I didn't like powerlifting because it was a set especially towards the end, a set every 4 minutes.
Mhm.
I like the pump. I like to have that feel of, you know, and the powerlifting, and plus 242, man. It's just,
It's a lot of weight. A lot of weight.
it looked fat. I was big. I
Yeah.
was big. From then, I went into bodybuilding, then to competitions. And that's when as a matter of for one competition, I lost 40 pounds in 12 weeks. I went from 220 or 222 to 182. Completely ripped. I mean, I sent you some of the pictures,
That was your first show or second show?
first or second.
Okay. And it was
Oh,
called Pan Am,
the,
and it
yes,
was held where? Okay.
university.
The university. Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes. Mhm. And then the Rio Mr. Rio Grande that was held in on 10th Street where the old Civic Center used to be. I think
Yes.
it's not
Yes.
there
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
Which I did about 20 years later, 30 years later
The
there.
Iron House.
No, no, an NPC show.
That's why the Iron House, or it
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
The
yes,
Goats. They
yes,
were
yes,
there
yes.
before they
I
moved
did
over
it
here.
before
Yeah.
yes. I
Yeah,
did it
because
there.
that's what most of the shows were done at before. Well, actually, bodybuilders Fiero, the Fiero Classic was at the Club X, and then
Correct.
so your first show. How was that experience of going through that prep? You said back then you had the camaraderie. Everybody was helping each other. explain that to us, because I think that's one thing that we have lost in the industry itself. Now here in the local gyms, and the competitive and stuff like that.
Too much competitive, too much jealousy. It shouldn't be like that. It should be that at that time everybody used to help each other. I mean, you get ready to do a heavy set. The guy you're gonna compete against you, he will come and help you. You see, they're all Arnold and the other guy is working out with each other. That's the way it used to be. Nowadays, I mean, I done a few the last 15 years that I competed, whatever. I don't think I ever seen anybody do freeway squats. To be honest with you, it's rare. Everybody does spin machines and everything. I can understand spin machines. Like for me, I'm old.
Yeah.
You, once
Your
you get
body,
to
you
a
have to
certain
adapt. Yes,
age,
correct. Yes.
you want to get big, you want to grow. You gotta.
But that's what I'm saying. What do you think it is that has changed the
It's
mentality?
easier.
Mm.
Social media, and it shouldn't be like that because of the internet. I mean, you can educate yourself to whatever level. I mean, you can find out about what everybody did 20 years ago, 30 years ago, put everything to use. Everything is out there for the taking. Just get in there and educate yourself. Everything is there. It's not, I mean, you don't believe a coach is telling you the truth, just get in there. Read about it, educate yourself for any subject, diets, whatever you want, hunting, whatever you want, you can educate yourself.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I mean, I did it back in my, then I did the one at the island. What was it called?
The SPI Ruben's show. It was called and it was an NPC. It was an NPC show. It was the South Padre Island Classic.
Maybe because of my symmetry or my physique, I've always been able to be in the hunt, top two, three all the time. So it's that's kind of helping a little bit.
You said you were a judge at Free Hour. Did you do it at the Free Hour Classic, or you just became a judge? Because you knew Gilbert, or no?
Yes.
So you never did his show. You just kind of he asked you to help you do the
No,
judge.
the way I see it, because I see it, and I don't want, it's like the show that they just happened. Some guys go and do a national show to try to qualify for nationals, and then they come and do this one. To me, that's going backwards.
Because I understand what you mean, because you're saying you want to be competitive. You want to compete in big shows. You want to compete against good quality
Well,
people.
that's the
Yeah.
only way you can.
No, I agree with you. I
That's,
understand
you
that.
know what I'm
I
saying?
understand that. Yeah, I understand that completely. That's why sometimes, yeah, like somebody's done, a big show and they didn't play so well, or they went to nationals, they didn't play, so they come back and they do an
A
easier show
local
just to
show.
qualify real quick.
But either they just do it just because, what would you call it, trophy hunting?
That's another thing too. Like there is a lot of
Trophy
trophy
hunting.
hunters.
Let the starters get their feet wet and let them do
Well,
good. Don't come and spoil stuff
well
for them.
let's talk about that, because do you remember NPC? You couldn't do an open show. You could only do a novice. Remember, you could only do a novice, and you had to win your novice show. Once you win your novice show, then you qualify to do open shows. And
Well,
back then, Texas only had maybe 3 or 4 tops at a national qualifier, right? All the other ones were regular shows.
correct.
I think Bernadette was the only one that became a regional qualifier. What meant was the overall from the novice qualified for nationals. Now that every show is a national qualifier and people are doing multiple divisions, like you said, like what's your take on that? Something like that.
Well, depends on what from what side you see it. You see as a promoter, you make more money.
True. Yeah.
It's all about money. It's all about making money. How many shows do we have in Texas? 20 a year? I mean, back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, in a way, bodybuilding was going to die. Bodybuilding was dying because I've been through all this for a long time. You would go to the shows and just, I mean, it was kind of dying. Then what happened? Oh, bikini. That's what happened. And then what the other one with the shorts?
Man's physique.
Physique happened. And guess what? What pays the bills? Bodybuilders, we got 50 guys, 65. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. But with women bikini, you got 200-300 girls out there.
Yeah. I agree with you. I've been bodybuilding since the 2000s, and I've seen it all too, and I've seen it change. And that's why I try to explain to people is like, first of all, getting national qualifier back then was a big deal.
Yeah.
Two, like I said, you couldn't do an open show unless you won a novice. Three, there was only certain limited shows that were national qualifiers. So when you went to those shows, the bodybuilding was packed. It must have been at least 15, 18, 20 per class, you know, because they were trying to qualify for that show,
Correct.
you know. And then, like you said, then they started opening more shows. Bodybuilding kind of started coming down, the entries. And then, yeah, bikini opened up, men's physique opened up, you know, they opened up. Anybody can do a novice, anybody can do open, you know, so it opened up more and more, you know. So the quality has just changed drastically a lot, you know.
Well, if you have 20 shows and you have 5, 6 guys in each class competing, the quality is not going to be good. But those 20 shows, you make it into 5 shows and still got all the same people competing. It's going to be tough. It's going to be 20, 30 people trying to qualify every contest. And then again, who gets the big shows? Who doesn't? You know, what promoter gets the big show? What promoter doesn't get the big show? So it's not about economics. It's not about money.
And the years that you've been competing, when did you go to your first national show? Did you ever do your first national show?
The first show was last year.
Oh, so recently. So you never went to a national
No. My bodybuilding, I do it because I like it. Me becoming a pro or this and that, it just now. I competed back in my 20s all the way to about 28. By 29, when I was 29, 30 years, I got married. I started a family, and I didn't touch away from 30 to 38.
That's your way. So you didn't work out at all.
At all.
Oh,
Years.
wow.
That's what I did. Coach my kids and their teams. I had little, teams. At 38, I woke up one morning and I looked myself in the mirror and I said, wow, where are you going with this? I was about 260, 255. So I started training about a year before. Well, it took my body about a year and a half to respond. My knee started hurting, my back.
You so because you literally did not work out for 8 years.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing at all.
Do you see that the fact that because you went so hard, so young of an age, and you did several shows when you were younger, you know, and then it was just kind of like, okay, I'm done with it. And then when you came back, I would have thought your body would have responded quick, and it didn't.
It was 9 years.
Hmm.
Dormant for 9 years. So I told him, I want to do a competition at 40 and over to see if I can do it. So I did it, 41, did it 1 or 2, 42, 43, and I just kept training.
What show did you decide to do that one? What you remember? You don't remember?
It's been so many.
Okay. So when you started at back in 40, you've been consistently competing since then?
Yeah. I want to see if I can still do it at 50. 15 overs, which is, Then I get to my 60s and I tell my wife, well, let me see if I can still do it at 60-year-old. See if my body can still respond. So, well, here I'm 64, I'm still doing it. And the thing is, my wife's been competing for 6 years. She never touched a weight before. She was too busy in education. She retired herself. She became a trainer. She opened her own gym. She started competing bikini. So now we do it together. And she told me, well, I'm just going to do one show with you, okay? So you won't feel bad. So this is her 7th show.
And how did that start? How did that conversation start? When you told her, because that was something new to her, right? She didn't understand what bodybuilding was, right? So when you explained to her that you wanted to do that show at your 40, what was her take on that?
Go for it.
Okay.
She's always been supportive.
But she didn't understand what, because she's never been to a bodybuilding show. She's never seen it.
When I was training my 40, but my kids were young still. My kids were like 12 and whatever. And I would go through the whole prep and they wouldn't know. There will be 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. We'll be at the island before our competition at the island, and I will be eating, and they will be eating pizza and everything, and she couldn't understand because she was never into it. And then later on, once she got into it, she goes, "I don't know how you did it. I mean, we were eating pizza and this and hamburgers in front of you, and he never faced you. You were always mentally." So once she got into it, then
But how did she get into it? Was that a conversation? Did you convince her?
what happened? She started training with me. Everything she knows about training, I taught her. We trained together for about 2 years, and I'm the type of guy that when we train, we train.
Mhm.
We don't mess around. We don't talk. We don't visit people. No. So that's what her schooling. You know. She used to be training. She used to be at the gym one time and talking to a girl, and the lady goes, "Oh, does she train? I gotta go. I gotta go because the trainer's coming and he's very serious." She starts laughing. It's my husband. But even
Yeah.
nobody would
They respected that, yeah.
respect it. I mean, for an hour and a half, that's what she started. And I will push and push and push, and she got to about one time she was doing 5 plates in the leg presses on each side, 500 pounds. She was doing up squats with a plate in the 25 because I really, focus and go, build that foundation again.
Yeah.
Then once you got into bikini, well, you know how it is. It's totally different from bodybuilding.
No, yeah. I
Different
mean,
muscle group, different,
you can't go too hard into every to build, but you have to have a good foundation. Then you just shape it up, yeah.
correct, yes.
But how did so when she decided to do the show? Was it like after seeing several shows, after you prepped several shows, and then she
Yes,
kind of like, you know what, I want to try it?
first job she did was a figure.
Oh, yeah, because they didn't have bikini back then. Then
Yeah, no, they
yeah.
did. I think
Oh, they
so. I
did.
think they
Okay.
did. Yeah, she did figure. She was some years ago.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she did figure, and because she didn't like the way the bikini girls used to strut their stuff, and because we had kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But after the first show, she went into bikini, and then it's fun. It's an adventure. We like to prep together. It's something our family has a lot of respect for us. I mean, they always we're the oldest. She's the oldest in her side. I'm the oldest in my side, and we're the best shape of the whole family.
It was like, man, mad respect. But see, but people don't want to do what we do, right? They ask, "What do you do? How you stay in such shape?" And you tell them, they're like, I don't want to do that."
We have a lot of people at the gym.
Yeah.
Hi, Julio, I can't believe it. Look, I can't believe you. When I tell them my age and work, it's like you just go crazy. I mean, it's no way. Oh yeah, just consistency.
Yep.
It's year round. And I tell people, don't think because I compete, I live a boring life. Like, no, well, you bodybuilders, you don't drink, you don't have pizza, you don't do that, do all that, but everything in moderation.
Mhm.
I eat tacos twice a month, not every day.
Mhm.
That's the difference. I go out, I have full of drinks, not 2 bottles. Everything in moderation, and it can be done.
And I think that's what people don't know how to juggle. I think that's what it is. I think because I've seen a lot of people where they prep, they go hard prep, and then they're not doing a show, and then they go back 180 and they're doing everything else again. They're hard drinking, they're partying, they're eating bad, and they get off that lifestyle, and then they said, oh, man, you know what? I got to get back into the life. But if you stay consistent, like you're saying, you can enjoy that. That's what I tell people too. Like I enjoy cheat meal once a week, twice a week sometimes. But it's not something I'm doing every day, like you say. And the consistency of training is there. It's the eating healthy is there. I don't drink, so that's a different thing. But it's just being consistent, like you said.
I only have three tortillas, 3 tortillas a day. Okay. Times 7 or try 365. That means you having 1,200 tortillas a year. Oh, then we're like, oh boy. Plus,
Yeah.
add everything.
No,
You
it
know,
adds up. Yeah.
it's getting better, I think. But I have a lot of people that I mean, there's everything you eat is junk. Basically, it's tough. It's tough to. I can say I'm 64 years old. I mean, I don't take any diabetes pill, high blood pressure, this and that. Nothing at all. I wake up every morning. I can go. I can play football with my grandkids. I can go swimming with them. I can do whatever. And not too many people in their 50s can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Or they're highly medicated, man. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I can do just about whatever any 20-year-old can do. You know, I like it. I'm a hunter. We go hunting. Me and my wife go hunting, and we stuff in active. We like to be active. We go vacations to 1, 2, 3 times a year and go up around and about it. And we just like to be active. We just don't go and sit in a chair and no, we get going.
And let's talk about like when you came back to bodybuilding after those 8 years and you did your 40, and you just kept competing, then you came back 50. You hired a coach then, right? I mean, to get you back into shape.
Yes,
Okay. Explain how
I,
that
I,
was
hi-
different.
I
How
hire
was that different?
coaches to prep
Hmm.
for the shows. Yes. Uh, I could say I had 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 coaches. I don't know,
Wow, you've had a couple.
a
Okay.
few, and it's all basically the same thing. To be honest with you, uh, the way I see it is, you have a coach, you have to listen to them, but also you need to communicate with them. You cannot tell them, just you need to, if you don't feel good, is you feel something is not going right, you need to let them know
Mhm.
so they can make the adjustments. And a lot of people don't do that. They just do it and do it and go and go and go and go and go. They don't ask questions. You need to ask questions. I mean, it's just, and some coaches are better than others. Simple as that. You know.
And from this type of prep and from the original type of prep, which has been the hardest for you?
The only thing that I don't like now, basically, because I can work out hard,
It's cardio.
is cardio. It's
Yeah.
insanity. It is insanity. I mean, I work out an hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym hard, and I've talked to some coaches, which I'm not going to mention any names, and they're not local. One time I talked to a coach and I said, you know what? I met him. Then, okay, I'm ready 3.5 months before I was going to do a show, national show. And he goes, no, no, I can help you. I mean, this is on the phone.
Hmm.
I can help. I said, why? I need at least 8 months. I said, why you need 8 months? With all this and that, you get you. I mean, you haven't even seen
He
me
didn't even see a
physically.
picture. He didn't even
Yeah,
know
you
pictures.
haven't seen me. So what is just telling you? You don't have money.
Yeah.
So that's a no-no right there.
Yeah. It's a very red flag right away.
Right there, right there. Lose. You know, first 3 months, okay. Let's see what you can do. Send me some pics and I can tell you. I want to see how far you are.
Yeah.
Are you decent shape? Are you way off? Then I can tell you yes, no,
Yeah.
maybe. It's that simple. Some coaches, they're just there for the money. Understandable. I mean, everybody has to make a living. I understand that. But also, you got to be a little bit,
Like you're saying, just
don't
do
take
your
advantage of people.
just do your homework and research the coaches and talk to the
Yes,
coaches and
yes.
talk to competitors that've been with that coach and get feedback,
And
which is
then you
good.
get all these competitors also that they don't follow to the T their diets, and then they don't do well, and all they do is talk to the coach.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like you got to be honest with yourself as a competitor. Am I doing everything he's telling me to do? Am I doing the hour of cardio? Am I doing the 40 sets? Am I? then, but sometimes they don't. Or they do. They go out and party. Or they have a cake. They have. Then they. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough sport.
And as a coach myself, we know, man. We know, and especially now with social media, they'll post some pictures, and you're like, "Dude, what were you doing here? What were you doing there?" No, no, coach, I didn't eat nothing bad. I didn't. I'm
Exactly.
like, okay,
And
or
I believe me. I mean, I've been doing this for I don't know how long. I can honestly say I have spent thousands of hours prepping, thousands of dollars, right? And all I have to show is 25, 30 trophies. But you know what? It's well worth it. I love it. It's personal satisfaction that you can do something because that's the only sport actually. Basically,
it's all up
it's
to you.
all on
Yep.
you, man. Nobody else. You have to do everything. They can guide you. They can help you a little bit, but you gotta put it.
No, I agree. I always tell my clients the ones that really put the work, and they were like, "Oh, thanks, coach." Thanks. Like, honestly, man, you did the work, man. We all as coaches can do is motivate you and guide you in the right path. But like you said, I'm not with you 24/7, so I'm not seeing how you're training. I'm not seeing if you're snacking throughout the day. I'm not seeing if you're eating your meals, if you're not adding nothing to the meal. You know what I mean? Like we don't see all that.
Get up at 5:50 in the morning, get my cup of coffee. I have a game room in the back of the house, man cave. I have a big treadmill. Go out there in 30, 40 minutes every morning. I get off. My wife gets back on. 30, 40 minutes. Get ready, go to work. Come back, afternoon, go back to the gym. Prepping meals. It's tough. I mean, you have to, you have to have that self determination. I mean,
It's a
you have that
discipline. It's a
drive.
discipline
The
drive. Yeah.
drive. I mean, because it gets lonely sometimes.
Hmm.
It's like you don't feel like doing anything. You're so tired
Hmm.
that it's like I want to quit, but you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. And me and my wife, what helps is sometimes I don't feel up to it. She pushes me, or vice versa. Oh, come on, you gotta do it. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. So
No, having that support system does
yeah,
help. It does help.
and you know what? Start competing. Then my daughter-in-law
She got into it too.
competed. She got two. She won. She got
Sweet.
second place. So you become a family deal. Both of my sons are in good shape because of us, the pressure of the parents. So they have to stay because even their friends, hey man, you better shit. Man, come on, man.
Your dad's all jacked up, bro. Come on.
I mean, so which is it's a good thing to have, and you influence a lot of people, and me at work, people try to eat healthy. They look up to me. I'm probably one of
Or,
the
explain that because you do have a full time job.
yes.
So you're not at a gym like I am or other
No,
people, but so
I
you have a
work
full time job.
full time from 8 to about 5, and then get out, go back to the gym. Another 2 hours, an hour and a half,
So
2 hours.
what's the excuse? But
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like you have a job.
yeah.
Like people say, no, I can't do it because I got this, I got that, I got that. It's like
Let me tell you something. I'm my own boss, so it's pretty much the owners of the companies know what I do for a living. I mean, know what I do for my sport and everything. They're okay with it. They're there to support me 100%. So I got a good thing going. Not everybody's that like
that. Do
that.
what you mean is like so you can have your meals and you can eat and stuff like that.
Yes, I
So it makes
have
it a
a
little
meal,
easier.
but I eat in 10 minutes. I get back to work.
Yeah.
Don't think I take an hour here, an hour.
Yeah.
No, no. Boom, go back to work. Boom, go back to work. I got my meals prepared by Meal Preps to go.
Okay.
They sponsor me.
That helps, man. If you get your
Oh
meals
my
prepped
god!
here, you just go
Oh
pick
yeah,
them
yeah,
up. You don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
worry about prepping and cooking. That's good.
Oh
So
wow.
so you said you hadn't done a national show. I know. So you're not your goal was not to be a pro, right? Your goal is just to see if I can still do it at that certain age.
The day I get on stage and it looks like I don't belong, you need to let me know.
Mm.
Fucking
Quit. It's okay. I'm done.
yes, I'm done.
Okay. So
Yes.
this one's gonna you're gonna be 60,
I'm only 65.
65.
I started my prep on my own because I couldn't get a coach. I couldn't get a coach, so I started on my own. from diet that I had from all my previous kind of like put everything together and boom, boom, boom. 6 weeks before I went and got me a coach. We're flying. I had to be there Thursday,
Wednesday, because you weigh in
Wednesday,
on Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh, so you
Bodybuilding.
okay? So
Thursday.
you had to check in on Wednesday, and you're
Yes.
flying in Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh
In
shit!
the morning. So we get to Dallas. Dallas. We go fly to Pittsburgh. I get to Dallas and me and my wife. I mean, meals. And the coach said, Julio, don't eat carbs yet, so you can do the light heavy. And I go, Coach, it's only 24 hours, man. I won't be able to fill out. So I go. The plane already left. I forgot.
What the fuck?
Completely forgot about
You
it.
didn't hear that?
They didn't
Oh,
announce it.
holy
And we were
shit!
right there. I saw my phone 1:30. No, 11:30 is take off, but I thought it was 11:30 boarding. So they were stuck. Like, oh my god, now what?
Yeah.
So wife starts panicking, blah blah blah. That's it. Don't worry about it. If I don't compete, you compete. You don't compete till Saturday anyway. Blah blah. This and that. So she calls my son. My son gets on the phone and trying to rearrange flights. So we go to I think we're flying American. I don't know. So we go over there. Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, this and that. No, no, okay, okay. I got two. You can get there at 5 o'clock. Okay, great. Okay, you're gonna board at 2:30. Ah, thank you, Lord. So we get there, get off the plane, and go straight to the venue, man.
To check in.
Yeah, I mean it was. So everybody's checking in, having with the suitcase and everything. So finally check in, everything get rolling, and then I make the weigh 190. I think I was 198.5. I weigh 197, something like that. And then they tell me now you can start eating. Every 3 hours. Wasn't enough. I mean, you cannot fill your body with carbs in 12 hours. It's
No.
impossible, especially when you went
You're depleted.
depleted so much. So I got third place, but that didn't help because I was flat. I would get symmetry and everything, but I was completely flat. I got back. I competed Thursday, Friday. By Tuesday, my body started feeling it. It took me about 4 days for my body to start taking.
Well, one thing too is that the fact is that you're flying the same day. I usually when I'm flying, I always try to get there a day before and rest because you know how they say flights
Mhm.
also can manipulate your body volume
Well,
and
the
stuff like
reason
that.
also 5 days of hotel.
Well, because she was doing bikini, that's why.
I'm
So
sorry,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
that's why. If
So,
it was just you, it could have been
oh, I would
yeah,
have been on Tuesday.
yeah. But if you're
My
that's
would have been home.
yeah, yeah.
But it was done, and then I have to wait 2 more days for her to compete. So it's kind of like
So how was that experience? Your first national show? Besides, explain to us the
it's,
the show
I
itself.
see different. They get all frustrated and get all serious and get mad at the world and all this kind of stuff. No, man. To me, I do my thing. I do what I do. Get done and move on. We always go on vacation afterwards
Mhm.
and always go to the beach. Always.
So that's your plan. Be in shape for the vacation.
For vacation. Every time we go on the beach and every it's gonna be all inclusive.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna go and relax.
Enjoy it. And enjoy it. Yeah.
Just rest.
Yeah.
So you need time to calm down and just enjoy yourself and relax. Hey, and you're the best shipper when you go to the beach.
It's a win-win there.
It's
It's
a
a win-win.
win-win, yes. It's not, but we do. She does it to support me, and we just do it for fun, and we enjoy it, and it's a journey. I see it as a journey. I mean, Did I ever thought I was going to be competing at 60? Did I ever thought I was going to have a gym? No. Just one of those deals. It just happened. You go along with it and you enjoy it. That's you got the way I see you got to enjoy it. You cannot be. I see people bodybuilders that go to the gym, going to preps, and they go to the gym. They don't say hi to anybody. Just to themselves in a bad mood I mean, why? Why go through that? It's not fair to the rest of the people, man. Just just take it and enjoy it and be a man or a woman or whatever and just take it and strive. I mean,
Or they cry about it in social media and they
yes,
complain
and this
about it. It's like, yeah,
come on, man. I mean, come on.
yeah.
Then you crying on this,
Don't do it.
but why are they crying? Attention,
Yeah.
attention getters.
Yeah.
That's all they want. I want people to notice it, to feel sorry for them, blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for that.
I agree, bro. I say the same thing. I was like, dude, no one's forcing you to do it.
Yeah,
You're doing it.
exactly.
Take it. You know what it takes. Just do it. Just
I
get it
mean,
done.
you're not even making money.
Yeah.
You're spending money.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
It's a
That's
hobby.
what it is. That's the way it is. I mean, you're supposed to enjoy the process, man. I mean, make the best out of it. Enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
I agree,
Don't
man.
do it. Don't do it at
I
all.
agree.
Like, especially you have family, your kids, and you don't make it miserable. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not fair. That's that's my take.
No, I'm with you with that. I'm with you with that. So we're 8 weeks out from your show, right? Texas Cup you're doing?
Plan to do 50 and over, 60 and over, and I think that's it. It's like I told my coach. He goes, "Well, how about you do? How about open?" He goes, "Well, you let me know. You think I'm ready? You know, I might do it. If not, I gotta stay in my lane.
Yeah. And are you gonna try to do another national shows again? Maybe.
Maybe, maybe see how this show goes. I don't like the other part too much. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. I know. So I'm 46, and I decided, you know what? I need to focus on long term. I'm a long term guy, and I went hard. I did a couple pro shows. I placed a couple of them, and I did well for myself. I think I did. So it's like you're saying, you got to do something for yourself. You love it. Once you feel that, okay, I need to pull back, just pull back.
This bodybuilding, the only way I will see it, I will do it year round. If it was making a lot of money.
I was gonna say, if you're getting paid, if you're getting paid, I would do the same thing, bro.
Yeah, I was getting paid.
Yeah.
Good money.
I,
Then I would do it.
I would tell the people, like, imagine if we were at that, like, that's why there's only that 1% that are doing so well in it, because they're making so much money. That's all they focus on, you know. Everybody else, like us, we have a life. We have this, and we have responsibilities. We have to afford to pay for our training. We have to afford for a show. You know what I mean? So we don't have that luxury.
How much do professional bodybuilders spend on the cycle or competition? 15, 20, 25,000. That's what he says there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, meals, this, that. You got to make some good money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's only that 1% that are doing
Very
that.
few, very few. You
Yeah.
don't get 20 guys that are making.
Yeah, it's not the same no more. It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same.
It's like I was figuring out, like and I think bodybuilders go before, and at the end, bikini goes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Bikini is the main show now.
And remember, it was always
Right?
us, the lens. Yeah.
Yes. Not anymore.
Yep.
Bikinis is the number one. Hey, women are more beautiful than men.
It sells. It sells. It sells tickets. It sells tickets.
Sells tickets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now they have that wellness division, so that's gonna sell more tickets.
You got wellness, bikini, and
Figure and women's physique, men's physique,
physique.
classic physique. Got a
You
handful of divisions now. So you've been old school. You've seen the industry change a lot. You've seen now that you're prepping now, you see the difference in preps. You see the quality. Everything has changed so much, you know. So, what advice would you give somebody starting now that wants to get into bodybuilding? What advice would you give them?
But to succeed in bodybuilding, to succeed in your physique, to get better, because first you got to worry about getting better to see if you grow. Because not anybody can be a bodybuilder. You got to be genetic potential, so you got to have the structure. There's a lot of things going, a lot of factors going to it. First thing is consistency. You got to be consistent year round. You got to be consistent with your training, and you got to be a little bit consistent with your eating. You know how to say 80% of the battle is what you eat.
Yeah.
20% is the training, and be consistent year round and see where it takes you. And then read, educate yourself, ask questions. I mean, somebody wants to help you. I mean, I got a lot of kids in our gym that ask me questions, and I'm always willing to help. I never say, "Hey, I'm too busy. I'm doing a set or I'm prepping." No, I always help them. Always say, "Hey, they want my help. I want to help them." That's But that's it, man. Just gotta be consistent, keep hammering and working hard, and that's it.
You made a good point where you said work into it and build a good physique first, you know. But I think
Mhm.
sometimes right away people just want to jump into a show.
But I had some guys that said, "Well, I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna do the show in 14 weeks because Arnold said he got ready in 14 weeks. I think I can do it." And you look at him; he has 11-inch arms.
He's like he didn't even have a foundation yet, you know.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
but whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. But you in 12 weeks, you're gonna find out it's not gonna happen. It's that simple. You never, you know, talk anybody down or anything. But that's the way.
But reality is gonna hit him.
We eventually and the only thing I don't like also is that thing is when you're starting, stay away from steroids.
Build your foundation
Yes,
first, man. Build your
stay away
foundation
because
first.
I see some kids, they're 15, 16, in high school, they're already taking stuff. It's not right.
It's the fact that they think that, well, first of all, they think that that's all it is about.
I think
You know,
social media, they're bringing us and they don't.
the social media also influence them. They think because when people come up to us and they ask us advice, they never really ask how are you eating, how's your training, what kind of training style. What they always ask, what are you taking, man? That's the first question that everybody always asks.
Exactly.
They don't understand that there's a whole different world that you need to have first, and then I always say people that's just icing on the cake. But if you don't have this mentality, you don't have the training, you don't have the discipline, you don't have the mindset, you're not even structured about eating right. You're not that ain't gonna do anything to you.
Another thing, guys that start training and 6 months to train, they start taking steroids.
Hmm.
By the way, they start growing. They work. Since they didn't build a foundation without it, they're always gonna need them to stay big because the body is not the same when you go and train 2, 3, 4 years without anything, just by eating and building that foundation. You're gonna be solid all the time because you build that on your own with no help.
Yep.
You know, and when you introduce the rest of the stuff, then
I understand what you're saying
yeah,
because once you get off of it, they're gonna go back to the original.
they go back to being small, and most of those people don't last too long. I have another gentleman that I was talking to. I want to compete. He goes, okay. About 2 months ago, having a conversation. I want to compete. Okay, and get it done. But yeah, but do I have to leave the drinking? I said, well, it's up to you. Do you want to show up on stage so you can take pictures, no matter how you show up, or you want to go and compete and try to get first place? Depends what you want.
Yeah.
And then the other gentleman in front, he starts laughing. He goes, that's a good point. Because you just want to show out for picture with blue so keep drinking. You want to win?
It's a
You gotta
different
cut
mindset. It's
everything.
a different mindset to
Yes,
win.
you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
point.
yeah. It's I said sometimes I think they lack the discipline. I think they lack. I don't know. Yeah, it's a different mindset nowadays. You know.
Right. All my guys that used to train with me, I mean, they're all done. I don't know anybody my age that's still lifting or even in their 50s.
Yeah.
I used to train with Mike Johnson. I took him under my wing when he was a kid. It was the same. Uh, Alafa.
Homer Laffa.
Homer,
Yeah,
I used to, he used
he
to
talked
train with
about you.
me.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
One of the bigger guys in the gym at the time. And they're all younger than me. 10, 15 years. I don't know. Show me you want it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, let's do it. And I train with many guys. I train with Mr. Texas also. Jerome, I mean, the other USA, with all of them. I've been through so many partners.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That you learned a lot. You
And
learned a
you know
lot.
what? Nowadays, it's good when you used to have a partner because you push each other. You keep going. You keep grinding. Come on, man. The force reps and everything. And now by yourself,
Good stuff.
it's not the same.
Yeah. No, I've been training by myself for years now. Like I haven't found a good partner that has that same mindset. That's another thing too. It's like having a partner. I don't want to just a lifter. I want somebody that's going to be in the mindset of let's just build, let's push, because that's a different type of training that you need.
Yes.
So that's why you see people at the gym. I just call them lifters because they just go out there and they train and that's it. They're not a bodybuilder. They're not the lifestyle. They're not training to improve their physique. They're just going out there to do a workout, which is
Yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, finding a good training partner is tough now. It is. I haven't had one for years, man. Years.
I will say like 80% of the guys don't like to do legs.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's a tough workout, man.
Chest,
Yeah.
chest,
Yeah. Yep.
and then you see all the girls do legs.
You have any injuries? Any injuries through weightlifting or training that upset your training for a while or anything like that?
Back in the day when I was like 25, I hurt my back one time. I ended up in the hospital doing a bend over row. But
No
I couldn't
tears,
walk
no.
for about 4 days. No,
I'm the same way, man.
I'm always there. This is the deal. When I train, even when I used to go, let's say 500 pounds on the squats, one plate, two plates, three plates, four plates, then five. Always warm up properly.
Properly.
I never say, one plate, okay, throw four plates in there. No, that's fighting injury. Always
Train smart.
play smart. And if for some reason doesn't feel right,
Don't do it.
rack it,
Yeah.
come back another day.
Good advice.
Even now, I'm squatting. I was squatting three plates for sets of 10 last week. Then the following week, I took one plate, something. No, then wait for the next week and then see. I go by feel.
Yeah.
If it feels good, I get going. If not, substitute. That's why I never had any injury, basically.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's why I keep going, I guess,
Yeah.
because never had any major injuries.
I'll tell you this, man. For 65, you look really good, man.
65 next in March.
Well, 64, 65, you look really good, man. And I think that's an inspiration, man. Where a lot of these young guys, they see that, but they got to understand why or how you look because what you do, and I think a lot of people don't understand that sometimes. They think there's some magic pill or something, but the training, the eating, the lifestyle that you have.
Just being smart and being effective and eating well. And that's another thing that I like about bodybuilding and weight training. you eat good, and if you eat good, your body's good.
You feel good.
You
Yeah.
feel good, and your body performs. We're a machine. It's
Speaking of
hard.
that, speaking of that, like, because when you're eating good and then you have your cheat meal, how do you feel afterwards?
Do you want me to give an example of my cheat meal?
Well, how bad is it or not
How
bad?
bad it is?
Yeah. Okay.
Nice baked potato with butter and cheese.
Okay, that's not a cheat meal, bro.
Maybe it's
Okay.
wine.
But okay, so that's pretty good. That's not a bad. But
I,
I'm talking about like when people like they prep and then they go eat like some greasy food and then
I
man their
can't.
digestions is like a
I
whack.
can't. I
I don't do
can't.
that.
I
Yeah,
don't do
I
that
don't do
because I
that.
get sick.
Yeah,
I get sick. I'm done with it.
yeah,
You know, because it just makes me feel horrible. I mean, it's stuff. I
yeah.
just can't eat.
Yeah, that's why everybody. What's your cheat meal? Do you have pizza? I said, honestly, dude, I haven't had pizza in a while. If it is once every several months,
I have
maybe.
one or two slices of pizza when I go with my grandkids. That's it. And a salad.
But my cheat meal is sushi. That's my to go. If I have a cheat meal that week, I say, I'll have some sushi. You
And
know?
I'm a cheap.
Yeah. No, it's really good, man.
I'm a meat. I'm
A steak guy.
a steak, salmon, fish, stuff like that protein. But one thing I love is sweet bread.
Mm.
I love sweet. But I go the conchas or whatever. I buy me two or three, and I leave them in one sitting, and I'm done for 3 months.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. Not an everyday thing, not once a
No.
week.
Oh, machacado con huevo with corn tortillas and salsa,
But it's like you said, moderation, you
but
know? Yeah.
once
Yeah.
I really enjoy the
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
When you eat it once in a while, it's like, oh my.
I agree,
When you
man.
eat every day,
Yep.
yeah,
But like I said, like you are what you eat, like they say, right? So the way we eat, the way we look, and is mad props, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're still kicking it, you know, all these years, and you're still bodybuilding, which is mad respect. And that's why a lot of these guys, young guys, should look up to that and respect that, and take your advice and stuff like that because you've seen it all. You've seen it all. You've been through the old school type of mentality training. Through now, we have to evolve with the whole new supplementation with the social media and stuff like that. So, and you're still in the game, man. So I hope wish you luck in your Texas Cup. And then let's see if we hit the national stage one more time. Let's see how that goes.
see how it
And
goes, man.
yeah, I mean, it's like you said. Once they tell you, okay, yeah, you don't look good, babe, no more, right? So
Yes, my son, my
yeah,
son. I
because
mean,
because
they're
because
binge
we
watching me.
because we've seen some men out there. You're like, okay, yeah, buddy,
Yeah,
get up.
you don't beat them up. You don't beat 'em up. I
Yeah.
mean, my wife tell me she look at the pictures. You look good. No, you see this? I don't like this. I don't like that, and I don't like this. I'm honest. It is what it is. You have to be honest with yourself.
To be real,
Man.
true.
You have to be real. And I try to improve, and but I need to understand also that I'm in my 60s. I cannot look like somebody in their 30s or 20s. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It is possible, you know. But if I can look with somebody in their 40s, great. But it's not so much that. That's icing on the cake. The thing is, I feel good. I get up every morning, full of energy. I mean, it's just, I don't just go tired. My back hurts. I cannot do this today. I feel sick. No, I'm still going strong on everything, which is not going wood. Okay.
No, it's a lifestyle, man. You got to continue that
It's
lifestyle. I
a
think that's what it
lifestyle.
is.
And my wife, she's also about eating good and everything. We're both in the same page.
Let's go ahead and pitch your wife's gym. What's it called again?
Fitness.
Where can they reach contact? Is there social media or is there a number?
It's 956 It's the gym number. Also, it's a private gym, private memberships, and also we have a lot of trainers. I mean, they're private, their own. They don't belong to the gym, but we have about
They're subcontracted.
subcontract. Basically, we have more. handful of trainers that train their customers there.
Where's it located at?
It's in McAllen, 23rd Street,
23rd Street.
North Orlando.
Cool.
Yes.
So if you guys are looking for a real nice personal, away from the corporate type of gym, open 24 hours with your access
24/7, you get
key,
your own key and everything. Yes.
go check them out.
And go check it out. See if you like it. No contracts.
You pay as you go.
Pay monthly. You don't
Cool.
like it? 2-3 months down the road, you can go quit and go someplace else.
No, true.
You don't get
And like I said, they got a variety of trainers. So if you're looking for a one-on-one training, go check them out. So, Julio, again, appreciate you coming by. Thank you, sir. And good luck in your show, Texas Cup, in a couple more weeks. Hang in there. So and then you can enjoy your little concha afterwards. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys give us a like. Make sure you guys follow us in Texas Bodybuilding News. If you're looking for a coach, my website is www.coachjasonmartinez.com. For my team, Team Jack. So till next time, stay healthy, get the last rep in. Peace. If you guys interested in the great line of supplements, go ahead and check out Jack Factory. Links in description. Use my code, Jason. You can save 15%. Let me tell you about the stack I love. I love taking my Nitro Surge and I combine it with the NOXT. Get hell of a pumps, great energy, great workout. Love it. They got your pre-workouts, protein, fat burners, essentials. So go check them out. Use my code Jason, save 15%.